2, 3, 4. We are the angels. 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 We are the angels.
Once there were 2 geese. They lived in a pond, and it was a lovely place to live. There was plenty of water for everyone, and there was plenty of water for Turtle, who lived in the pond as well, and daily they would swim and play together. But there came a drought, and no rain had come for many, many months. The 2 geese knew that they must go somewhere else to find water. And so they went one day to say goodbye to their friend Turtle. Turtle, they said, there's no more water in this pond, and we will not survive without water. So we're going to fly off and go somewhere and find more water, they said. Turtle looked at the 2 geese, and Turtle said, oh, well, take me with you. You can't leave me here all by myself. Surely I'll die if I don't have water, cried Turtle. And the 2 geese just looked at Turtle. They said, Turtle, that's not possible. We won't be able to take you with us. You don't know how to fly. Turtle thought, well, if I don't go with you, I won't survive. Please, please help me figure out a way. So the 2 geese began to think, and they came up with a plan. One of the geese flew off into the woods and found a long stick. And they brought back the stick, and they said to Turtle, Turtle, here's what we'll do. We're going to take this stick, and we're going to hold on to either end of the stick. Now you, Turtle, are going to bite onto the middle so that when we fly up into the air, you'll be holding on with your mouth. Turtle, we know how you love to talk a lot. And it's very important that you don't talk as we're flying up into the air. Because if you do talk, Turtle, your mouth will open, you'll let go of the stick, and you'll fall down, down, down. So Turtle, when we're flying through the air, it's very important not to talk. Do you understand? Turtle agreed. She would not talk. And so the 2 geese grabbed a hold of either end of the stick, and they began to fly up, up, up into the air with Turtle biting onto the middle. They flew through the air, and they saw beautiful sights, and it was so fascinating to Turtle. Turtle had never flown so high before, and Turtle looked down at the earth and wanted to say how glorious it was. But Turtle remembered she mustn't speak, for she'd let go of the stick and fall through the air. And so Turtle held on tight. Now, the 2 geese were flying over a village. When they looked down, they saw a bunch of people, and all the people were looking into the air. They looked up and they began to laugh. There was a turtle flying in the air with 2 geese. They laughed and they laughed and they laughed and they said, look, there's a turtle flying. And they found it so funny, and that made Turtle angry. She wanted to say, stop, don't laugh at me, mind your own business. But she knew if she opened her mouth, she would surely fall. So she didn't say a word. But the people continued to laugh. They laughed and they laughed and they laughed. And they all said, look, there's a flying turtle.
Look, there's a flying turtle.
And Turtle was so angry she just couldn't help herself. She looked down at the earth and she said, why don't you just mind your own business? And as Turtle said that, Turtle let go of the stick and began to fall down, 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 down to the earth. And Turtle hit the ground. When Turtle hit the ground, she broke her beautiful shell into 100 pieces. Now her two friends, the geese, they gathered up the shell and they began to help her put it back together again. But Turtle's shell was never the same. And whenever Turtle turned around to look at her shell, she remembered the time she was flying in the air, and she also remembered that it's very important at certain times that we don't talk too much.
Is good for everyone and so graceful. Water is so important and so healthy. Water is good for everything in the world. And water is so nice 'cause it creates life and helps people live. That's why we love water. The end.
This is the story of the woodcutter and the water spirit.
I'm Zach.
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Alex.
There once was a poor woodcutter who was chopping down a tree. When his axe slipped out of his hands, he fell into the river. The poor woodcutter was very troubled.
Without his axe, he wouldn't be able to provide for his family. Suddenly, the water started to bubble, and a water spirit rose holding a silver axe.
Is this yours?
Why, I did lose an axe, but that is not my axe. Mine is an ordinary axe.
The river spirit sank back below the surface and rose again, holding a gold axe.
Is this the axe you lost?
I wish it were, but that must be someone else's.
The water spirit sank back below the surface and rose one more time, holding the woodcutter's old axe.
So this must be your axe.
Yes, that is my trusty axe.
You are a very honest man. As a reward for your truthfulness, you get to keep both the gold and silver axes.
Thank you.
The woodcutter returned to his village, and all the villagers congratulated him on his wealth. One of his neighbors, however, was very envious.
So the greedy neighbor went down to the river to chop down his tree when he threw his axe into the river. He then sat down and waited for the water spirit to appear.
Sure enough, soon the water began to bubble, and up arose the water spirit holding a silver axe and asked,
Is this yours?
Yes, it is. I also lost a gold axe. Do you think you could go down and find that for me?
Sure thing. Is this your golden axe?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Not so fast. You are a very greedy man. For that, you get to keep none of the axes.
Wait, come back. At least give me my own axe.
Although the neighbor waited and waited, that was the last he ever saw of the generous giving water spirit. Because of his greed, he had lost not only his own axe, but also the gold and silver axes as well.
The end.
Take care.
Let me get a close-up of that musician back there. Okay. Rolling.
Okay, so I'm Abby, this is Kristen, this is Sydney, and I'm the narrator and the man. She is the queen and the magical fish, and she is the musician. Okay, here we go. Once upon a time, in the grassy green hills of Ireland, lived a fisherman and his wife. The fisherman was not wealthy. In fact, he was rather poor. He lived in a hut overlooking the sea. Every day he would walk down to the river and fish. One day he cast his line in and felt a hard tug. He pulled up the fish, and it was a brilliantly colored fish. The fish then started to speak and said,
Oh, please throw me back. I'm a magical fish and a princess.
The fisherman then said, Well, if you're a magical fish, then I'll put you back. So he put the fish back and walked home empty-handed. When he got home, his wife was very upset. She said,
What are you coming home empty-handed for? Didn't you catch any fish?
The fisherman then replied, Well, I did catch a fish, but she told me she was a magical fish, so I let her go.
Oh, you old fool, why didn't you make a wish?
Well, I didn't know what to wish for.
Go back to her and wish for a brand new cottage with a bunch of food that we can eat and a beautiful garden with the most beautiful flowers.
Well, why would you want all that for? Asked the fisherman.
Never you mind that, just go back.
So the fisherman walked back slowly than he did before, because he felt very greedy for asking the fish for stuff. When he got back, he sang a song to the fish. He said, Oh, fish in the sea, come listen to me. My wife begs a wish of the magic fish. Then the fish popped out.
Yes?
Well, my wife wishes for a cottage with a kitchen full of delicious food and a garden with beautiful flowers. Could you give it to her?
Go back, old man. Your wife shall have a cottage.
So the old man walked back with joy. When he got back, his little old hut was gone, and there stood a beautiful cottage with beautiful gardens. When he got inside, he told his wife, This is an awfully pretty cottage, and we will be happy here.
Well, we shall see,
said the wife. The fisherman and the wife were happy for 2 weeks, but then the wife demanded,
Go back to the fish. Tell her that I want a castle with cooks to cook for me and servants to wait on me hand and foot.
Oh, what would you want all that for? Asked the fisherman.
Never you mind that. Just go back there.
So the fisherman walked back very slowly. When he got there, he sang the same song. Oh, fish in the sea, come listen to me. My wife begs a wish of a magic fish. When he got there, the fish popped out and said,
Yes? What would she like this time?
Well, she wishes for a castle with guards to protect her and servants to wait on her hand and foot and a cook to cook her every meal.
Go back, old man. Your wife shall have a castle.
So the old man walked home with joy. When he got home, he saw his wife inside the castle, and he told his wife that it was a beautiful castle and that they would be happy here. The wife then said,
Well, we shall see.
The wife and the fisherman were happy for 3 weeks, and then the wife demanded for the fisherman to go back. She wanted another wish. So this was her wish.
Go back to the fish. Tell her that I want to be queen of all the land.
Well, what do you want all that for? Asked the fisherman.
Never you mind that. Just go back.
So the fisherman went back very slowly. He felt extremely greedy and was not happy about asking for another wish from the fish. When he got there, he sang the same old song, and the fish then popped out.
Yes, what would she like this time?
Well, she wishes to be queen of all the land. Could you give that to her?
Go back, old man. Your wife shall have her wish.
The old man walked back, worried that the fish thought he was being greedy. When he got home, he went inside the castle and saw his queen sitting on a huge throne. When he got there, he told his wife that being queen of all the land was an amazing thing, and that they would be happy that way.
Well, we shall see.
So the wife waited, and they were happy for 4 weeks. Then the wife asked to go back.
Go back to the fish. Tell her that I want to be queen of all the stars, the moon, the sun, and all of the planets.
Well, what would you want all that for? Asked the old man.
Never you mind that. Just go back.
I don't want to go back, said the old man.
Go back and tell the fish.
The old man went back extremely slow. He thought that the fish would be extremely upset and his wife was being terribly greedy. When he got there, he sang the same old song, and the fish popped out and said,
What would you like this time?
well, she wishes to be queen of the planets, stars, the moon, and the sun.
What your wife asks of me is something that I cannot give her. If she wants this so bad, then she needs to go get it herself. Go back to your cottage and be happy, old man.
So the old man walked back, and when he got home, the cottage was gone, and the hut there stood again. He went inside into his old chair and sat down and thought about how grateful he was and how happy he was to live in his hut in the first place. And for the wife's happiness,
Well, we shall see.
the end.
Stop. That was good.
Lizzie's in there, the two best friends.
Start yet?
Rolling, start it.
Water and the sun is so important because if you didn't have